Hi, it's Holly at Lifeline Yogis, and this is our Friday flow that we'll be posting weekly. Every Friday we'll be posting a 30-minute vinyasa for you to enjoy to get ready for the weekend. And our weekly flows will be suitable for all levels, beginners or advanced intermediates. We welcome everybody into our classes. And we'll start by sitting in a child's pose, bringing the knees together or knees wide apart, extending the arms forward, grounding down the palms into the mat. And then we're going to thread that right arm underneath the left arm, resting the right side of the face on the mat and feeling a nice opening in the shoulder. And then we'll make our way back into child's pose. And do the same thing on the other side, so threading the left arm underneath the right arm, resting the left side of the face on the mat. And then we'll make our way back into child's pose. And then we'll come to sit on our knees, keeping a nice long line throughout the spine, gently tucking in the chin. And then we'll inhale, raise both hands up to the sky. And exhale, left hand comes behind, right hand rests on the left knee, gazing over the left shoulder, feeling a nice twist in the spine. And we'll inhale, raise both hands up to the sky, and exhale, taking a twist on the other side. Right arm comes behind, left hand resting on the right knee, gazing over the right shoulder. And gently releasing, placing both hands on the knee. And we'll make our way into a tabletop position, hips stacking over knees, shoulders stacking over hands, engaging through the core muscles. Spine is nice and long. And then we're going to extend that left leg behind and extend the right hand forward, gazing over to the right fingertips. And then we'll slowly relax, coming back into tabletop position. And then the next inhale, right leg comes behind, left hand comes forward, gazing to the left fingertips. And gently relax back into tabletop position. And we're going to bring the hands a handprint forward, tucking our toes, making our way into our first downward dog. Don't worry if your heels can't touch the floor. This will come in time, in practice. And then we'll inhale, lift that left leg up to the sky, keeping the hips nice and level. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring that left foot forward, gently placing it down in between the hands, grounding down the right knee to the mat, and we'll gently sink into the left hip, relaxing the hands down on the mat outside of the left foot. On the next inhale, we're going to keep that right leg where it is, moving our torso towards the back of the mat, and we're going to extend that left leg. Left toes point up to the sky, taking a half split, keeping the spine nice and long. Fingertips gently resting on the mat. And if you'd like to go deeper, just folding over that left leg, keeping the hips nice and level. Slowly lifting up from that half split, returning back into a low lunge, grounding down the palms, tucking the right toes. And then we'll step that left leg back into a three-leg dog. And then lowering that left leg back down to the mat, coming back into downward dog. Inhale, lifting that right leg up to the sky, three-leg dog. And exhale, we're going to bring that right knee forward, grounding down the right foot in between the hands. And grounding down that left knee into the mat, slowly sinking into the right hip. And on the next inhale, again making our way into our half split, moving the torso to the back of the mat. Left leg is grounded down. Right leg is nice and straight, right toes are pointing up to the sky. Again, if you'd like to go deeper, just bring in the hands forward, Gently fold over that right leg. And slowly releasing, relaxing back into low lunge one more time and grounding down the palms, tucking the left toes, stepping the right leg into three-leg dog, and slowly releasing the right leg, making our way into downward dog. And we'll take one mindful round of sun salutation. So we'll inhale, slowly walking the feet up to the hands, and exhale, folding over, letting the hands gently relax by the feet, hips over heels, stomach meeting the thighs, head is nice and heavy. No worries if your knees are bent. And we'll inhale, gaze forward, coming into flat back, so you can bring your hands to the shins or gently touch the fingertips to the floor, gazing forward. And then exhale, folding over one last time. We'll slowly roll up into standing, keeping the head nice and heavy, and then we'll raise the hands above the head and exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, and exhale, just let the hands come down, spine is nice and long, bend the knees, folding over. Inhale, flat back, gazing forward. And exhale, relaxing the head, relaxing the hands, folding over. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, grounding down the palms, we're going to step into a plank pose. Making sure the hips aren't dropping down too much, and really pressing through the hands. And take a long deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bend our elbows and slowly make our way down onto the mat. Palms are in line with the rib cage, and we'll inhale, coming into a high cobra, squeezing the elbows together, shoulders lowered away from the ears, breathing into the spine. And on the next exhale, we'll lower our chest down, just taking a moment to relax. And again, grounding down the palms by the chest, we're going to inhale, coming into a high cobra, keeping the elbows bent. Again, taking time to breathe into the spine. And slowly lower down, relaxing onto the mat. Again, grounding down the palms by the chest. And this time we're going to come into an upward dog. And really feeling the weight in our feet here. If it feels comfortable for you, lifting the thighs, the legs off the mat. Keeping a slight micro bend in the elbows. And then we'll slowly release again, relaxing on the mat. And then we'll gaze forward, grounding down the palms onto the mat, and we'll take a child's pose, bringing the knees together, or knees wide apart. And in your own timing, we'll slowly make our way back into downward dog. And on the next inhale, we're going to roll ourselves out into plank pose. And balancing out all the weight here through the core, the legs, the arms. Feel the strength in this position. And we're going to make our way into a side plank. Grounding down all the way into the left hand, stacking the hips onto the left leg, lifting the hips up to the sky as much as you can. And if this is too much for you, you can come onto the elbows if you like. And we'll inhale, lifting that right leg. See if you can grab the right toes. Slowly releasing the right leg. Coming back into plank pose. Again, doing the same thing on the other side, stacking our hips, grounding down through the right hand, pushing the hips up to the sky. If you'd like to take that variation again, we're going to inhale, lift the left leg, see if you can grab the left toes. Slowly releasing that left leg, making our way back into plank pose. Taking a nice long deep inhale, and as we exhale, bending the elbows, And we're just going to relax on our mat, bringing the arms alongside of the body, resting one side of the face on the mat. And we'll make our way into locust pose. We're going to extend the arms forward, really engaging through the thighs, squeezing the legs together, engaging through the core muscles. And we'll slowly release, resting the other side of the face on the mat, arms come alongside of the body. And we'll take locust pose one last time, so extending the arms forward, squeezing the legs together, gazing down to the mat. And you can choose to spread the toes wide here or point the toes, whatever feels good for you. And then we'll slowly relax, bringing the arms alongside of the body, bringing your attention to the breath, trying to relax as much as you can. And in your own timing, we're going to take a child's pose, extending the arms forward, knees together or knees wide. And we'll slowly make our way into downward dog. And we'll inhale, lift that left leg, three-leg dog. And exhale, bringing that left knee forward, grounding down the left foot in between the hands. And we're going to ground down the right foot into about a 45-degree angle. And we'll inhale, raise the hands up to the sky, raising the torso, extending the left leg. And we'll exhale, slowly sink into that left leg, coming into warrior one. Squaring off the pelvis to the front of the mat, gazing up to the hands, firmly anchoring down the back foot, and try to align the left thigh parallel to the floor. And then we'll exhale, lower both hands down outside of the left foot, coming onto the right toes, and we'll inhale, step that left leg back into three-leg dog, and slowly ground back into down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to three-leg dog. Exhale, bring the knee forward, ground down that right foot in between the hands. Again, grounding down the back foot into about a 45-degree angle. We'll inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, straightening out that right leg. Exhale, sinking into the right leg. And trying not to overarch the spine here. Tuck in the pelvis as much as you can. Gazing up to the fingertips. If this is too much for you, you can just gaze forward. And we'll slowly lower the hands back down onto the mat outside of the right foot, coming onto the left toes, and we'll bring that right leg back into three-leg dog before settling back down into our downward dog. And on the next inhale, we'll slowly walk the feet up to the hands. Exhale, folding over. And with our hands, we're going to grab the opposite elbow, just rocking side to side, ragdoll pose. Gently releasing the hands back down to the floor. And we're going to keep that left knee slightly bent, straightening out through that right leg, lifting up through the kneecap, grounding down the left hand to the mat. And on the next inhale, we're going to raise that right hand up to the sky, gazing up to the right fingertips. Slowly releasing that right hand back down to the mat, folding over. Keeping a nice bend in the right knee, straightening out through the left leg. Again, grounding down the right hand, and we'll inhale, raise the left hand up to the sky, gazing up to the fingertips if this feels good for you. Slowly releasing, one more time, folding over. And And we'll slowly roll ourselves up to standing. Reach the hands up to the sky and bring in the hands to the heart center. Just taking a few moments in mountain pose, spreading the toes evenly to create a wide solid space, contracting the thigh muscles and drawing the tailbone towards the mat. Gently releasing the hands down by the side of the body. And we're going to bring our hands to the hips, grounding down through all four corners of the left foot. Inhale, lifting the right knee, and exhale, extending that right leg forward, really engaging through the core and keeping a micro bend in that left knee. And then we'll rebend that right knee. And again, one more time, extending that right leg. And then slowly grounding down the right foot back into the mat. Grounding down through all four corners of the right foot, we'll inhale, lift that left leg. And exhale, extending that left foot forward. And bending the left knee again. And one more time, extending that left leg forward, trying to maintain the balance. And then we'll slowly ground down through both feet, bringing the hands alongside of the body. Again, grounding down through the left foot, we're going to bend that right knee. With our middle finger and index finger, we're going to grab the right toe, extend the right leg forward, and bring that right arm behind us, gazing over to the right fingertips. If it's too hard to grab the right toes, you are more than welcome just to grab the knee, instead of having the leg fully extended. And then we'll slowly release, grounding down the feet back into the mat. Grounding down through the right foot, again bending the left knee, grabbing the big toe with the index finger and middle finger, extending that left leg forward, left hand comes behind. And then we'll gently release, grounding down that left foot back into the mat. And we're going to bring the feet about shoulders distance apart and slightly drawing in the heels towards each other. Bending the knees, keeping the spine nice and long. We're going to make our way into squat pose. Keeping the hands to the heart center. Elbows are slightly pushing into the knees, creating a little bit of resistance. And just holding squat pose for a few breaths. Keeping our legs right where they are, we're going to lower down that left forearm onto the mat, and we'll inhale, extend that right hand up to the sky. If this feels good, you can stay here. However, if you'd like to go deeper, you can take a bind, wrapping the left arm around the knee and bringing the right arm behind to join the hands. And if it feels good for you, you can gaze up to the sky. And releasing the neck, gazing down to the mat, we'll slowly release the hands, bringing the hands back to heart center. And we'll do the same on the other side, lowering down that right forearm onto the mat. Inhale, reach the left hand up to the sky. Again, taking a bind if you'd like to. And then we'll slowly release one more time, coming into squat pose, hands to heart center. Bringing our hands behind us, we're going to extend the legs forward, making our way into staff pose. Slightly tucking the chin into the chest, toes pointing up to the sky. Hands rest alongside of the hips. And we'll inhale, raise both hands up to the sky, and exhale, hinging from the hips, moving the torso forward. We're going to extend the arms and grab both of the big toes with the index finger and middle finger. Take a long deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to move the torso forward, meeting the stomach with the thighs. Keeping a bend in the knees if you'd like to, elbows resting off the mat. Breathing deeply into the forward fold. letting the head become nice and heavy. And then we'll slowly release, coming back into staff pose. Keeping the right leg where it is, we're going to bend the left knee, drawing it into the chest. Placing the hands anywhere on the foot that feels good. Take a long deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to extend that left leg, keeping the spine nice and long. Rebending that left leg and extending it back out alongside with the right leg. And keeping the left leg where it is, bending the right leg in towards the chest, placing the hands on the foot and extending that right leg. If you need to have a bend in that right knee, that's absolutely fine. Bringing the leg as close into the torso as much as you can, but just making sure the spine is nice and straight. And we'll slowly release that right leg back down to the mat, coming into staff pose one last time. And again, we're going to bend in that left knee in towards the chest, placing that foot over the right leg alongside of the right knee. Left arm comes behind. We'll inhale, raise the right hand up to the sky. And exhale, placing the right elbow on top of the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. And then we'll slowly release, releasing that left leg back down onto the mat. Bending the right knee, again placing the right foot over the left leg. Right arm comes behind. Inhale, reach the left hand up to the sky. Exhale, placing the left elbow on top of the right knee, gazing over the right shoulder. And then we'll slowly release, and we're going to make our way to lie on our spine, keeping the knees bent, drawing the heels of the feet in towards the sit bones, and extending the arms alongside of the body. Bringing the feet about hips distance apart, we're going to inhale, lift our hips up from the mat, coming into bridge pose. Chest is nice and wide, and drawing down the tailbone in towards the back of the knees. And then we'll slowly release. Shifting all the way into that left leg, we're going to inhale, bend the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, we're going to extend that right leg up towards the sky. And slowly rebend that right leg in towards the chest before moving that right leg back down onto the mat. Again, shifting all the way into the right leg, bending the left knee in towards the chest, and exhale, extend that left leg up to the sky. And slowly rebend that left leg before bringing the left leg back down onto the mat. Slowly lowering down our spine. Taking a few moments to relax. And then we're going to slowly bring both knees in towards the chest. And we'll wrap our arms around our knees, bringing the forehead in towards the knees. Slowly releasing the head and releasing the hands. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to move our legs into a 90-degree angle. Wrapping the right leg over the left leg, Moving the legs over to the left side, arms come out into a T position, gazing over the right shoulder, feeling a nice twist in the spine. Gazing forward, again bringing the legs into a 90-degree position. Left leg wraps over right leg. Moving the legs over to the right side, gazing over to the left. And we'll slowly release the legs, grounding down the feet onto the mat. Bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees fall out to the side, coming into reclined bound angle pose. If this is a bit uncomfortable for you, you can place pillows or blankets underneath the thighs. And then we'll slowly bring the legs together and extend the legs out forward, making our way into our final relaxation pose. Letting our whole body become heavy, relaxing all the muscles in the body. Relaxing the mind. Letting all thoughts come and go. Bring your attention to the natural flow of your breath. And after each exhalation, notice your breath becoming longer, deeper, and slower. And take your time to find something to be grateful for. And if we can think of something that we're grateful for every day, we can shift our attitude towards living a more authentic life and to bring our attention towards the things that are most important to us. And we'll take a long, deep inhale and a long, deep exhale. And one more time, long, deep inhale and a long, deep exhale. And we'll bend that left knee, slowly rolling onto our right side, coming into a fetal position. In your own timing, making our way into a cross-leg position, bringing the hands to the heart center. And thank you for joining us. Namaste.